It's time for The Local with your host and realtor, Katie McKinney.
Hey guys, it's Katie McKinney. I have here today Bailey Poer. Bailey is the new director of the Woodward County Event Center. Bailey, thanks so much for being here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We are excited. She just recently, moved up in this position as director. And so, of course, I wanted to have her on. We are so happy to have her here in the Woodward area. We're going to learn a little bit first about where she's from, how she got back to this area, and then a little bit how she got connected with the Woodward County Event Center. So where are you from, Bailey?
So I'm kind of torn on where I'm from. I don't know if I'm a Texan or if I'm an Okie. I grew up in Groover, Texas. Was there until 2012, and my family, we moved to Woodward. Dad was in the oil field. My mom's from Alva, so it was just kind of ideal for us to come here. And I went to Moreland High School, graduated from Moreland, and then went to college in Stephenville, Texas on a rodeo scholarship. Never thought I would leave Stephenville. I loved it down there. And then just kind of worked out where I ended up moving back home, and it's just all kind of came a full circle, really.
That's excellent. Yeah, we're both half Okies, half Texans, so I can relate to that.
Yes.
Proud of
People
both places.
Are like, so are you a Texan? And I'm like, I don't know. And then they'll say, are you an Okie? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe.
Long story.
I'm a Tokie.
A Tokie. I'm going to have to say that more often. That's awesome. So obviously you are from this area, or you've lived here before. Mm-hmm. So you know a lot about Woodward, the Moreland area. But how did you get connected with the Woodward County Event Center?
So it's kind of funny. I moved back, and, Mom and Dad are like, okay, you got to get a job. You graduated college. And I'm like, I'm trying to get a job. And my mom was like, well, just send your resume out, and I was like, I don't want to do that, of course. This was my mom's idea, so I didn't want to do it. And I finally did, and I'd sent it to a couple places in town, and John Mark just happened to reply, and I was like, well, this is neat. So he said, come in, talk with me, the previous director, and we talked, and he said, when do you want to start? And I was like, wow, this was easy. I hear everybody has such a hard time finding a job, and here I just sent my resume out, and it just happened. So it was kind of one of those things where when it's supposed to work out, it does work out. And so I started there, I think it was the end of May, as the marketing and communications director. That kind of ties into what my degree was in. Mm-hmm. And then we go through a fair board. So after a while, they voted to move me to full-time and had an assistant title manager. And then John Mark moved on to the Bank of Western Oklahoma. And so then I just moved up again. So it's kind of been a wild ride in the last couple of months, last 6 months, I guess.
Yes.
But it's been pretty fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was thrilled to hear that you were the new director. And I know, your degree, you said it kind of tied into your degree. Is your degree marketing or?
My degree, it was communications, a Bachelor of Science in Communications. And then within that program, you could do journalism, or you could do event management and public relations. And so I went the public relations and event management route. Never really thought I would do events, but now, I always have been like a list person,
Mm-hmm.
I like to organize things, so it's really worked out well, and I really enjoy it.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. There's a few other list people here in this room too.
Yes.
So thankfully, Allie's here with all the lists. She keeps me in line, so I can appreciate people like that, most definitely. So we kind of know, where you're from. We know now how you got into the industry of, event management, coordination. Why did you choose that specific industry or that degree?
It wasn't something that growing up I was like, this is what I want to do. I wanted to be a teacher, and then a vet, and then, all the things you want to be as a kid. And went to school, and my first major was nursing. Mm-hmm. Then that lasted about a day. So then I was like, well, what's next best? So I moved on to kinesiology. I was going to be an athletic trainer. Well, we were sitting at a football game one day, and I saw player goes down, and they run out there to him, and he has a cramp. And I'm like, this is not for me, because if I go sprinting out there and some big old guy has a cramp, it's just not going to be good. I'm not
That's
near
awesome.
compassionate enough for that. And so I was like, man, I'm 2 years in now. What am I going to do? And I had a friend who had the exact same degree, and she is a public relations director for kind of a Western company.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what do you think? And she said it would be perfect for you. And it's so wide open, and that's really what a lot of people that I've asked, what is the degree? Well, it's anything you can make it. I mean, there's communications everywhere. There's planning everywhere.
Yes.
Event planning is a huge thing, even more so now. There's all sorts of conference centers,
Right.
event centers like our own.
Yes.
There's just opportunities everywhere.
Yeah. No,
So-
that's awesome. I mean, Allie and I always talk, event management or coordination and all of that. It sounds really interesting because, events happen all the time.
Yes.
And like you said, communication is one of the most important things in business. So that's really neat.
Yeah, and everyone thinks event management is wedding planning, and that's kind of what I had in my mind in school when they were like event management. I'm like, I don't
don't
want
wanna
to
do
plan a
that.
wedding, But there's so much more
Yeah.
to it than that. I mean, we get to put on the stock shows, the trade shows. We see private parties, quinceañeras, weddings. There's so many different aspects to it.
Yeah. You all have some really big parties there,
Yeah,
too.
we party hard out there. Yes. Yes.
That's awesome. Well, that's what another thing I was going to ask. What are a few events someone might have at the event center? You mentioned weddings, quinceañeras, birthday parties. What else?
So it's the neat thing about this facility is how wide of a variety of events you can have. It's not, if somebody walked in, they wouldn't think, I want to have my wedding reception here. I wouldn't think that. But if you use your imagination, you can make that building anything you want it.
Yes.
We can make it smaller. We can make it bigger.
Yeah.
We can do whatever with it, really. So, I mean, we have everything from family reunions. We've been having a lot of family reunions. We have company Christmas parties, trainings. We have, of course, our quinceañeras and our wedding receptions. And those are the ones I'm really fond of, actually. I like seeing the people come in and decorate it and kind of make it their own. It really gives it a nice taste, the building.
Yeah.
And then, of course, everybody knows we have all of our stock shows and our trade shows and all the things that come to mind when they think of the County Event Center and Fairgrounds.
Excellent. And then you have some smaller rooms, too.
Yes, we do. So we've been trying to really advertise those here lately. We have a room we call the training room, and it has a little kitchen in it, and a lot of people have been utilizing it for like smaller company parties. The main event center is huge. It's like 150 by 300.
That's huge.
It's a lot of room. Not very many people can fill that up.
Yes.
So this smaller room kind of gives you a nicer, comfy, cozier feel. And then we can use it, we can have our projectors in there. We have auctions in there a lot. It's a good space for auctions.
Yeah.
And then we also have the conference room over in Building A. So if you've been out to Crystal Christmas this year and been in the gift shop, you've seen that conference room. And our guys actually remodeled that all themselves. So I was super proud of them.
Yes.
I kind of came in halfway on that project, but they stained the floors and made it look really nice in there. So we're hoping to rent that out a lot more often.
That sounds amazing, especially now that they have the gift shop in there. So
Yes,
it makes
yes.
it a little bit a toastier atmosphere maybe than being outside.
Yes. I think they're happy with it so far.
Good.
It looks really cute in there. I went in the other day. I actually hadn't been over in there, and I was like, wow, this looks so nice.
Yeah,
So,
I'll have to go and check it out most definitely. So what is something you feel like most people in the area may not know about the event center?
I think it really goes back to the misconception that we are just stock shows and trade shows. That's what people think when they think of the fairgrounds, and rightly so. And we love our stock shows and we love our trade shows.
Yeah, lots of people there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it brings in a great big crowd of people, and that's what we want. That's always our goal, is to bring people to Woodward, into the county, into the town. And that's mainly, I would say, the biggest thing that people don't know is how truly versatile we are, that we can set you up for, if you can dream it up, we will find a way to make it happen, whether we have to call 10 different people to find something out.
Right.
And there's so many decorators. We're in touch with a lot of decorators. We're in touch with a lot of other people in the industry to get you set up for your event.
Different vendors and decorators and caterers, I'm sure,
Exactly,
too. You got to
yes.
have food there. So, and do you guys offer some sort of like bundle package there at the event center?
We are working on that right now, actually.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
that's something we're hoping to kind of incorporate in 2020. Right now, we're kind of like everybody else going through the end of the year stuff, inventory, budgeting, what we can do better, and that's something that we've talked about is offering more things for our
Mhm.
customers, whether it be more decorations for your event,
Yeah.
a wider variety of tablecloths and napkins, even simple things like that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, bundle deals where we will take care of it all for you. So.
That's awesome. That's really exciting. And it is the Woodward County Event Center. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Who helps finance this event center and kind of the ins and outs of that?
Yeah, so the county event center, and I'm still learning everything about that there is
It's
to
a
know.
learning process.
There's a lot of things that the normal person wouldn't know. So everything we do goes through the county.
Okay.
We go to the courthouse for our banking, for everything. If I say I'm going to the bank, I'm going to the courthouse.
Right.
So the building is the taxpayers' building. We were funded off of a bond that the taxpayers voted through. We get tax revenue that funds us every month. So, and that's the big push behind what we do. And my big motivation is I want to give back to the taxpayers. So I want to bring different events, whether it's concerts, boxing, anything that would bring more people to town, because then they're going to spend their money. They're going to fill their cars up here. They're going to stay in our hotels.
Right.
And that's kind of our way to give back to the community.
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, tax dollars, like you said, anytime people can spend the night, eat
Yes.
dinner here, and then enjoy a really nice event, they're going to come back year after year, or even more often than that.
Yes.
And just see how much Woodward has to offer, which is really exciting. So I do have a question though. Since you've been here a while and you grew up a lot of the time here in the greater Woodward area, Moreland area, what is one thing that you love about doing business here in Northwest Oklahoma?
I would say the people, and even more so, when I moved here in high school, I was involved, but I wasn't super involved. I played sports a little bit, and then I rodeoed mainly, so I cut all that off, and I had my own group of friends and everything. But since I've moved back and become involved in a lot of different committees, and I've been involved with the TAP program there at the Woodward Middle School, and so we had those kids out and they took pictures of the facility and videos and drone footage, and we're going to actually use it for our website remodel.
Oh, excellent.
And so that was really neat to see those kids come out and be excited about it. And it kind of gave them, this is something you could do for the rest of your life if you really wanted to. So it was neat to see that. And just the people,
yeah.
I love being on the committees and going to the luncheons. It's just really neat to be able to be involved in all of that.
Yeah, well, I feel like you have, you've definitely just fit yourself back into the community, even being gone
tried.
in Stephenville.
Whether they liked it or not, I just snuck right back in there.
We love it. Of course, I didn't know you before you moved here, and I know there are a lot of people that are very thankful that you're here. Is there anything else you want to add?
I'm
You
good.
said
really.
it all.
Yeah.
One thing that I always like to talk about the event center is, like she mentioned, like Bailey mentioned, you can have any event there. If you can dream it, you can do it. And, I've been to several events. I know they did the OSU Cowboy Caravan there, and they actually split the large room in half, and then brought in the cars and, the orange Corvette or whatever it is. And I think it's really neat because people who are coming to Woodward for those events, they're seeing the best of the best, whether it be at the conference center or the event center. Woodward is being represented very, very well. And that is actually one of the places that when people come to town, if they're visiting for a community tour, and they're seeing if they want to move to Woodward, I take them to Crystal Beach and the event center there, and then obviously by the conference center and a few other places. It's a diamond here in Woodward.
It really is. And that's what my goal, and then even working with Rachel at Tourism, we've spoken a lot about, we want to bring, whether it's my place or her place, we just want to bring events into town and bring those people in, and funny about that OSU caravan thing, the day before that we had a stock show in there. And so that's what people, our staff is outstanding. It's a very small staff, but they are very, very good at what they do. And so you might see that we have a stock show going on and think, oh, I don't want my stuff in there where pigs have been and sheep. We go in, we disinfect it, and it can be done quickly. They're truly, truly amazing, my staff is. So.
That's awesome. And how many people do you have out there to help?
We have 3 people right now out there. So.
Okay, awesome. Yep. Well, excellent. And it takes every single one of them, I'm sure.
More
than full-time we're
there a
at
lot.
times. Yeah, I bet so.
If we're missing, that's where you should look
That's
first,
where you should look. Well,
yes.
That's awesome. Bailey, thank you so much for being here today, and congratulations on your new position as the director of the Event Center. We know you will do great, and we're happy to have you back in the area.
All right. Thank you so much.